So as always in grand final week, the headlines are usually dominated with selection dilemmas and injuries. And 19 days ago, we thought two-time Brownlow medalist Lachie Neale's season was over after he injured his calf in that qualifying final loss to the Cats. They said 4 to 6 weeks, that was the prognosis. And now by some miracle, it appears, Josh, that he is in the frame for a return. Is he going to play?
I believe he will play, Nat. We didn't just think that. Brisbane told us that. Danny Daly told us that. They expected him to miss the rest of the final series, but he looks good to go. Got through a light training session yesterday. We'll need to train down in Melbourne tomorrow. He's travelling with the team today. But from the moment he got through an 8K session at 8 a.m. at Gosh's paddock on Saturday morning in Melbourne,
ridiculous.
He was on track to play, which is quite remarkable because he was done. He was no chance after that qualifying final. There was a glimmer of hope ahead of the semi-final because of the gains he made that week, and all of a sudden he's in the frame to play in a grand final.
Is it too much of a risk though? Because his body breaks down regularly, and on grand final day you can't take in injured players.
Well, unfortunately I've done a lot of calves in my time and I have gotten back quick, but you do have that high risk of doing it again. And yes, you can train, but nothing, I suppose, equates to a grand final, a match simulation. So it'll be interesting to see. It will be a huge risk for Brisbane, but again, do they play him as sub-Josh, or do they start him on the field and just know that he might have to come off early?
Well, that's something that they have been discussing this week. So you can't rule out him being used as the sub to start that game. But as we saw in the prelim, Nat, you might be needed calling your sub very, very early in the Scott Penderbury situation.
You might. And Lachie Neale has been the sub in a grand final, 2013, when he was playing for Fremantle. Jared Berry will be out of that side, of course, with that shoulder dislocation.